Hi, welcome to Bunkai the Month for February 2011. Last month we looked at some applications and focused around the MBUSN or the flow pattern of the forms. So what I thought we'd do this month is look at a fun and interesting way of kind of amalgamating some of the movements from the Pinan forms through the MBUSN and then picking up some applications based on those drills. So one of the training drills that we usually do in the dojo is to take two kata and kind of stitch them together. This is called amalgamation, and it works especially well for the Pinan forms. So if you take the likes of Pinan Shodan, Pinan Nidan and Pinan Yodan, they have a similar MBUSN. And the same is true for Pinan Sandan and Pinan Godan. So what you can do is you can build up a drill and say, well, if I'm moving along the compass points, north, south, east and west, then I'll do the movements from Pinan, say, Nidan. If I'm moving along the diagonals, I'll do those movements from Pinan Shodan. So we're kind of mixing those two kata together. And of course you can do that the other way around. So along the compass points you'll be working on Shodan, and along the diagonals you'll be working on Nidan. And you can mix any of those kata. You can do Nidan and Yodan, you could do Sandan and Godan. Okay, and the idea is just to see how these katas blend together and how you can stitch different movements together. So to give you an idea of that, I've just got Stuart here who's just going to perform some of the examples for you. So once you've been through the performance of those forms, you can start to look at the applications and see how stitching certain movements together can come up with new applications. So we're just going to run through a couple of examples of that. The first one is from Pinan Nidan to Pinan Shodan. Okay, so you go along the diagonals, you've got this Gidan Brian and the step through punch from Nidan, then you move into Pinan Shodan for the Sotuki, the Maigiri and the Gakazuki. Okay, so we're going to work on this one. Stuart's going to put up a barrier. My target's the head, okay? So I'm going to zone out 45 degrees, use my lead hand for the Gidamburai to control the limb and to provide an opening. Then I'm going to step through and exploit that opening and start putting my punches in, okay? Now Stu's got a couple of options you can do here. First one is to lift the hand up and try to stop me impacting the head, okay? Like this. Secondly, this arm here, he's got a couple of options here as well. Probably the most natural one is to try and pull back. Okay, so if I'm pulling in one direction, he's going to want to resist that, alright? So if I'm here, I can seize hold of this barrier, and as he pulls back, I can let go, which will spring him off, alright? And if I continue to use the movements from Pinan Shodan at that point, so as he pulls back, I can bar the arm. Now this is the preparation movement for the Sotuki, alright? Then for the so-called block itself, I'm going to take the hair, pull back from here, okay? Then the Maigiri is into the knee, buckle the knee, and then punch to finish, okay? Just one more time from there, barriers up, get down right to pull down to create an opening, step through and start impacting the head, okay? You might put a barrier up, so seize that barrier, as he starts to pull back with his hand, let go, take the hair, keep the knee joint, and then punch to finish, okay? Another option Stuart's got there, I'm putting these in, you can still put this barrier up, alright, but rather than pulling back with his hand, he may just want to spin right out of it, this way, okay? So as I'm coming in from here, as he tries to spin out, all I need to do is just step across from here and use his arm to guard, slide down his arm and just do exactly the same thing again. So from here, block, kick and punch, okay? So depending on what response Stu gives me, I just do exactly the same movement, alright? So we'll just go through those two again. So first one, pull down, impact in, okay, the barrier comes up, he tries to pull away here, just from here, kick and punch, alright? And the second one, I'll pull pull the barrier down and punch it, and this time just trying to spin out. As you do so, I just cover from here, slide down, same again, block, kick, and punch to finish. Okay, there's just a couple of movements from how knee down and shodan stuck together can be quite effective. So another example is to go from Pinan shodan to Pinan Nidan. Okay, so in shodan we've got the Morotyuki, we'll do it the other way around from here. Then we turn into Pinan Nidan for this position, and then onto the strike. Okay, so we'll just look at the way that can be applied. We'll do it this way on. So this one against the grabs, I'm going to use Morotyuki. I'm going to use a backhand to strike against the arm, which is going to pull Stuart's body and head in towards me. Okay, at the same time, the other one's going to come up with a strike. All right. Now, just because the kata does this once doesn't mean that I have to do it once. So once I've got this opening, I just want to keep going. Okay, keep striking like this. If I feel that Stuart's getting weak and I feel as if I'm ready to finish, I can go into the throw from Pinan Nidan. So from this position, I can slide onto the wrist, turn like the kata does in the cat stance, pull the opponent down. Okay, and of course from here I can use the front leg of the cat stance to bar the arm if I need to. If something kind of goes wrong here, so I'm striking away, I'm ready to go for the throw, let's say it doesn't go all the way over from here, I can then move into the strike from Pinan Nidan. But rather than strike with the fingers, I want to strike with the palm of the hand. Okay? So as I go forward, I'm striking with the palm and pushing through from there. Okay? So one more time, strike Morotyuki from here, striking away. When I feel happy to go for the throw, I'm going to turn like the kata does. Take more from there. If I've got problems with the throw, I can step out and strike as Pinan Nidan. Another option you've got here, when I'm striking, a common response for Stuart would be to take hold of this limb to try and stop me from striking, alright? And he's obviously going to want to try and push it away, alright? As he does that, I'm just going to circle the limb down, okay? Take hold of the wrist again and just do exactly the same step as from Pinan Nidan. So I'm turning around, the arm over this way. Then again, I've got those striking options as before, alright? Just one more time on that one there. So we're striking, okay? Mine's got a couple in and he's put this barrier up and he's seized hold of my hand, okay? And he's trying to stop me from striking forward. So I'll continue that motion around, okay? As the kata does, seize hold of the wrist, put the arm over, okay? And then from here I can step out and do the strikes as before, okay? So there's just a couple of ways in which you can look at applying movements from Pinan shodan to Pinan Nidan. Okay, so there's just a few ideas and ways in which you can amalgamate kata in relation to the MBSN, and a couple of examples of applications of how you can start to analyse those new combinations of movements. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed watching, and we'll see you next month.